Welcome back, everybody. Again, you're here with Ray, Houston Film Fanatics, and you are back just in time for a little segment we like to call Islands in the Stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be? Okay, I'm going to stop. I am sorry. I got a little carried away. You'll have to excuse me. But if anybody needs me this weekend, it will be a karaoke night over at Glitter. It'll be great. All right, so in this little segment, Islands in the Stream, we like to talk about all things going on in the streaming world. Now, first up, I want to take a moment to talk about one of the coolest new shows Netflix has to offer. And if you haven't watched it yet, that is what you need to block out some time to do. It is the fantastic, really cool TV show, and it is called Ozark.
Money, that which separates the haves from the have-nots. Patience, frugality, sacrifice. Deciding to invest in your family's future and taking responsibility for the consequences of those actions.
This is another Netflix original, and it stars Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. And if you are any kind of a fan of Breaking Bad, this is what you need to be watching. So it's set in the Lake of the Ozarks, and it's basically about a guy who is a money launderer for a Mexican drug cartel. Things kind of go sideways for him while he's living up in Chicago, and the only way that he can save himself and his family is having to move down to Lake of the Ozarks and basically start this massive money laundering scheme down there with all of these different businesses.
Mom, what are we doing here? Your father's laundering money for a Mexican drug cartel.
It is a very dark show, but it is a very, very cool show. And the other thing that I like about it is that I've heard it's a very realistic show. Yeah, my spouse actually used to live down there in the Lake of the Ozarks, and, you know, just having them say how similar the characters are in the show to what they experienced growing up down there, it's totally a trip. A lot of really good acting, really good storyline. I cannot wait to see what the next season is going to bring of this show. It's everything I want from a crime drama. Crazy characters, crazy storylines. The locals are almost just as scary as the actual drug cartel, if you can believe that. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out Ozark. You will not be disappointed. I have told everybody that I have run into that is, looking for new shows to watch Ozark. It is the show. Definitely check that one out. Another Netflix original that has popped up pretty recently is a little TV show called Glow.
Hello, ladies. I'm Sam Sylvia, and this is Glow.
Sorry, what's Glow?
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
And it's basically about a group of women who are starting this women's wrestling organization in Los Angeles. It's a pretty solid show. The thing that I like about it is that it's actually based on a true story. I mean, there really was, during the 80s, a gorgeous ladies of women's wrestling. Yeah, it got a lot of hype. And that's one of the things that I think people really like about the show, is that the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, is that it is based on something that so many people grew up with. Now, the storyline, there's a lot of drama, a lot of cattiness. The characters themselves are each fairly freaking crazy.
In this world, there are good guys and there are bad guys. And I will not be bullied into submission.
It was amusing to watch. It's not a crazy long season. The episodes are only like 30 minutes long, so there's not a ton of time for you to invest. But I think if you've got nothing else going on, you really should check this one out. Mark Maron stars, as well as Allison Brie, Betty Gilpin. It's a pretty good cast. It's a lot of fun. I was excited because the girl that plays Knives Chow, if you remember from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, is in there as one of the wrestlers. Ellen Wong. I don't know why that needed to be pointed out, but I really do like her. She was great as Knives Chow. But overall, I mean, it's an interesting show. It's a fun show. So, if you got some time, maybe check out Glow. And if you've really got some time, there is also a Glow documentary from 2012. And it's also called Glow, the story of the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And it gives you the actual true story of a show that a lot of people grew up watching. And it's pretty interesting. So maybe check out the TV show and then go back and watch the actual real documentary that talks about these ladies and their crazy, crazy trip into the world of women's wrestling. Kind of a good time. time. Moving on from women's wrestling, I would like to take a moment to talk about women's prisons. Not the actual prisons, guys. I'm really here because I want to talk about a couple shows that are on Netflix right now that I feel are basically pitted against each other. So many of you out there are already watching Orange is the New Black, and if you're anything like me, this most recent season, I feel kind of jumped the shark in so many ways. I think I've run out of care for these characters, okay? You know, the Piper Alex thing, God, are we still doing this?
How can I help? People ain't gonna like you. Story of my life.
I've lost my for the show, you know? So, in this most recent season, Orange is the New Black, we are in the middle of a prison riot, and the whole season takes place during the riot.
Are you insane?
No, she's angry. We're all angry. You done a girl wrong, Mr. Caputo. And we want justice.
The prison guards have gotten crazier. The ladies themselves have gotten crazier. I don't know. It's for me personally, I feel like it's lost some of its spark. And if you feel the same way, then don't despair. Please don't. Because if you're just not feeling it with Orange is the New Black, you really need to go and take a look at a TV show called Wentworth.
I want to be moved into protection. I don't think so. I can hear the inmates sharpening their shears.
Now, Wentworth is the Australian version of, this women's prison show. But it is how do I put this? It is like Orange is the New Black's, scary, more realistic, just a tougher cousin. You know? I don't know. This show takes what Orange is the New Black does, kicks it up to 11. It's got a ridiculously good cast. It's got a much more real vibe to it, where I feel like Orange is the New Black feels like daytime TV, maybe like a daytime soap opera. So if Orange is the New Black is All My Children, then Wentworth Prison is very, very clearly HBO After Dark. These ladies go big, go scary, or they go home.
I'll just be given life without parole, Governor. What more can you do to me?
You don't run this prison, sir. I do.
Every season up until now has been a nail-biter. And it's funny because even though I think the show actually came out before Orange is the New Black, it has been way more intense. There does seem to be a lot of similarities in some of the characters. If you put the two shows side by side, you've got characters that kind of oddly fit the bill on both sides of the fence. But just the cast is so much better. The storylines are so much better. Wentworth Prison is what you should be watching if you do not like Orange is the New Black anymore.
You go against me in any way, there's going to be consequences.
It will renew your faith in these kind of shows, and it'll show you why, these female strong TV shows can really just blow your freaking mind. The latest season just dropped. I think there's 5 total now. There's 6 total, but only 5 on Netflix. Highly, highly recommend you guys check it out. There you have it, guys. So stay tuned. In just a few minutes, we will be back, and we are talking with the cast of Annabelle Creation. That is right. We have got all of the main characters from the show. We got to sit down and talk with them and get a little insight into the film. So stick with me. We'll be right back. Houston Film Fanatics, KPRCradio.com. Don't go away.